Thank you, Wally. But first up tonight, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship featuring Roger Mayweather and Harold Brazier. And Gil, first of all, your thoughts on that matchup?
Well, I think Roger Mayweather has found himself as a 140-pounder. He had a suspect chin in lighter weight classes. He's the world champion now, but he's in with a real tough guy, a good mechanic, a great defensive fighter. I'm looking forward to a good fight.
Al, how do you break it down?
Well, I think from Harold Brazier's standpoint, he wants to try and take those big bombs of Roger Mayweather early, get him into the later rounds where he thinks he can hurt Mayweather. And Roger, he hopes to be sharp for a full fight tonight, which sometimes he hasn't been, but Roger's trained hard for this, so he hopes he can do well in those later rounds.
All right, the tail of the tape. Mayweather, 5 years younger than Brazier. Brazier, with the inch-and-a-half height advantage, a slight half-inch reach advantage goes to Mayweather. And the WBC boxing rules, 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. No standing 8 count. A fighter may not be saved by the bell except in the last round. Only the ref has the authority to stop the bout. He can get the advice of the ring physician. 3 scoring judges. The referee not involved in the scoring, and the scoring is by the 10-point must system. Let's go up to Michael Buffer for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's address for entertainment, the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser, presents Knockout Night with 3 world title bouts sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. This first bout is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Council. The judges for this contest will be Spider Bynum from Texas, Carl Castellano from New York, and Abraham Chavarria from Mexico. And the referee is Carlos Padilla from Nevada. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black letters. He weighed in at an even 140 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 55 victories, 7 defeats and 1 draw. 40 KOs to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, from South Bend, Indiana, the #1 challenger in the world, Harold Brazier. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim. He also weighed in at an even 140 pounds. His professional record, 31 victories and 5 defeats, 22 big KOs. From Las Vegas, Nevada, introducing the Super Lightweight Champion of the World, Roger Black Mamba Mayweather.
Okay, Brazier, Mayweather, you will already given instructions earlier in your respective dressing room. Don't choose any kinds of foul. Is that understood? Seconds, come out fighting.
Carlos Padilla with the final instructions. Harold Brazier, the #1 rated contender in the super lightweight division, opposed by Roger Mayweather, the champion, the WBC super lightweight champion. This is round 1. It is scheduled for 12. Mayweather in the black and gold trunks, Brazier wearing the all white trunks. And this is the 3rd title defense for Roger Mayweather. Look for Mayweather to be throwing jabs and rights at a furious pace here at the outset. But the question is, will Brazier be able to block most of them? Brazier, an excellent defensive fighter, so it could turn into an interesting fight.
Steve, Brazier fights with his hands very, very high, his elbows in. Perfect defense. Mayweather's going to have to feint him, let Brazier try to lead, and then nail him.
Mayweather, a very exciting fighter, good hand speed, one of the biggest punchers in boxing today. And, of course, his best weapon is the hand speed. Some question the sturdiness, Gil, of Mayweather's chin. But you have to remember those who nailed him, people like Julio Cesar Chavez and Rocky Lockridge, not exactly chopped liver. Is that glass jaw label unfair to Mayweather?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, he was knocked out 3 times, and that doesn't happen too often to a champion. If he gets hit right, he'll go.
What are the chances of this fight going the distance?
Well, you have a very, very good defensive fighter in Harold Brazier, and you have a guy that moves a lot, good lateral movement in Mayweather. I think it can go a lot of rounds.
Round one scheduled for 12, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship, 140 pounds, also known as junior welterweight. Mayweather in the black and gold, Brazier in the white.
I thought that Mayweather would come out firing and try to catch Brazier cold. You know, it's a first title opportunity, and he has to be a little tense. And when a guy is tense and you nail him, you can hurt him. But so far, Mayweather's doing the dancing and Brazier's doing the pressing, although he's not pegging. He's not throwing any punches.
Approaching a minute remaining, round one. On tonight's fight, Brazier says Mayweather's had some mishaps, but he has come back and KO'd bigger guys. He's a great technician, but I feel I'm stronger and have a little better defense. Whoever is in the best shape will win this fight. So more or less a feeling out process here in round one. No furious action whatsoever. How do you like the punch of Mayweather? Do you see what it says in script on the right side?
You'll have to tell me, Steve.
I love you, Mom.
I can see the Mamba on the other side.
The black Mamba. Mamba stands for a snake that strikes quickly.
Well, there was the snake, but it was blocked.
10 seconds remaining, round one. As we head for the bell. So the fans...
He's a very, very good infighter.
And round two, it is scheduled for 12, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. Brazier in the white trunks, 55-7-1 with 40 knockouts, a 72% knockout ratio, so he fits right into this knockout night situation. And Mayweather, 31-5, 22 knockouts. He's in the black and gold trunks. His knockout ratio is 71%.
You know, Steve, blue-collar worker, on-the-job training. They fit Harold Brazier and College of Hard Knocks. His first 2 years, he lost 6 fights. In the last 5, he's only lost 1 fight. There's a guy that really learned his trade on the job.
And speaking of on the job, he still works in his father's auto body shop in South Bend, Indiana. The biggest boxing payday of his career, $12,500. If he wins tonight, the body shop may lose a steady employee.
Well, they're picking up the action a little bit now.
The left jab of Mayweather. Brazier unbeaten in 20 consecutive bouts with 17 knockouts.
One thing that Brazier had better not do, and that's push that left hand out and drop it on the way back, because Mayweather puts his weight on that back foot and he looks to nail you with that right hand over the jab.
Mayweather has won his last 5 by knockout, past the midway point, round 2, scheduled for 12. Mayweather's last fight, March 24th, retained his WBC Super Lightweight title. One-sided third-round knockout of Mauricio Aceves in Los Angeles. And this is his 3rd title defense. Of course, a good trivia question. Who's the only man to win the junior lightweight title and the junior welterweight title? And that is the man of the black and gold trunks, Roger Mayweather. Nobody has really landed.
It seems to me that Brazier's strategy is to have Mayweather work, pressure him, and then come on in the late rounds.
Less than 30 seconds, round 2. Brazier, a real late bloomer, picked up his first pair of boxing gloves at 24. He is now 32. And round 2 is closing down. of boos rings out once again.
In the rounds.
Round 3 scheduled for 12. Jesse Reed also handles IBF middleweight champ Frank Tate, who is here tonight. Of course, very curious to see Thomas Hitman.
There's that right hand over the jab, Al. First time tonight. And you know, Mayweather has been reluctant to use that right hand, I guess out of respect for Brazier. But normally he's winging that right hand, and this was the first good one he threw, and he nailed Brazier with it.
Now, Harold took that punch and didn't flinch, but that wasn't the Mayweather right hand, right? I mean, there are harder ones than that.
That's what we call a range finder.
Yeah.
Mayweather in the black and gold, Brazier in the white. Mayweather the champion, Brazier the challenger.
Take a look at how I've got the fight scored so far. I don't know how you could not give the first 2 rounds to Roger Mayweather. As Gil said, and as I pointed out, Brazier will give away these early rounds, although if he gives too many away, he could have a problem.
Jesse Reed continues to urge Mayweather on to use the jab. There's the combination by Mayweather, the first we've seen of that.
Lightning fast hand, Steve. Mayweather. Snappy combination.
There's the jab by Mayweather. Snapping it, but not having much effect at this stage. Past the midway point, round 3. Little warning there by Carlos Padilla to Mayweather. Let's see if Mayweather heeds the advice of his corner. Come back with the jab. There was a solid right by Brazier.
Brazier up to this point is fighting a very, very cautious fight, Steve.
Known for his defense, but some of those punches are beginning to get through now.
You know, they always say you have to take the title away from the champion. I don't believe that. I believe when a bell rings, there isn't a champion. The winner is going to walk out the champion, but Brazier is fighting a very, very cautious fight. He's going to have to do something to impress the judges.
He has yet to press the attack up to this point. Round 3, less than 30 seconds.
Brazier threw a jab and he decided to throw a combination but had second thoughts. When you're in that ring, you can't think. You just have to react.
Brazier seems to be waiting for the opening. There's that sharp right by Mayweather. That made contact.
Right over the jab, Steve.
A great score by Roger Mayweather. And they'll
Jab down, or Mayweather will take advantage of it. We may see a little of that from Tommy Hearns later tonight also.
All right, now round 4 scheduled for 12, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. The champion, Roger Mayweather, off a good third round of the black with the gold, and Harold Brazier fighting a very cautious fight to this point in the white trunks.
If I was working in Brazier's corner, Steve, I'd tell him never to throw a single jab. Always to throw at least 2 or maybe 3. Try to back Mayweather up a little bit, get him a little bit off balance so he can nail him. But if he throws that one jab, it's dangerous.
Let's see if he begins to open things up here in round 4 as far as Brazier is concerned.
You know, one of the things that Harold Brazier is also known for, in addition to his defense, is being a combination puncher. But he's been so cautious in this fight because I know he just wants to take Mayweather into those 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th rounds. I think we won't see combinations from Brazier until about the 5th or 6th round.
There's that left jab, very effective by Mayweather.
Al, how many times after a fight have you heard a fighter say, I just couldn't get off?
Well,
that's exactly what it looks like with Brazier tonight. Every time he starts to get off, he hesitates and doesn't allow himself to flow freely.
I think that's true, but I have to tell you, I think that's by design. And I think we may see something different in the next 3 or 4 rounds, but we'll see.
Brazier, by boxing and winning off it at 87, secured the #1 rating. Risked that rating and a shot at Mayweather by defending his NABF title against dangerous Rockin' Robin Blake in March. Blake floored Brazier, you'll recall, in the 8th, but Brazier behind on 2 cards, stormed back and KO'd Blake with body shots in the 9th. But he has got his hands full here with Mayweather. And Brazier on the attack for the first time here at round 4. That was the first real sign of aggressiveness by Brazier.
Oh, we know he can be aggressive. He can throw beautiful combination punches. When he beat John Wesley Meekins, that was one of the best boxing exhibitions that I've seen in a long, long time.
Mayweather now unloads. There's a hard right by Mayweather. That landed.
We may be getting some answers here, though, because those rights are not hurting Harold Brazier right now. We'll see.
Again, that fine defense of Brazier making a huge difference. Again, Brazier on the attack, but Mayweather able to slip away. Right by Brazier, that connected.
And a worried look on Roger Mayweather's face.
Perhaps the most solid shot of the night by Brazier as the round ends, and Brazier wanted more after the bell. So things beginning to heat up here. 4 rounds complete.
And you know, these tall guys, Mayweather has those long arms. That's a disadvantage when a fighter takes you inside.
So Harold Brazier looking for the upset coming up his most productive round. This is round 5 scheduled for 12, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. With a slip there by Mayweather, Brazier couldn't take advantage. Mayweather with the lightning quick move able to get away. Brazier a lot more confident right now. He is doing the stalking.
Well, he is making Mayweather work. He's staying right on top of him, and Mayweather's trying to use those legs. He's not going to be able to do it for 12 rounds. There always comes a time in a fight, a moment of truth.
Mayweather seems to be frustrated right now, being backed up by Brazier. Snapping the jab, but being blocked by Brazier. And Brazier comes forward again, using that high guard and letting loose.
I think we're now seeing a little bit more of the Harold Brazier that we thought we might see in the later rounds. He's starting to unleash those combinations. See, and he just wants to block those shots and make Mayweather work.
So Brazier trying to wear Mayweather down. There's a lunging right by Brazier, a glancing blow.
It was a glancing blow, Steve, but Mayweather was not able to counter the punch. If you can take 3 shots at a guy like that, you're in the driver's seat.
Brazier with the attack. Less than a minute remaining, round 5. And that right by Mayweather was blocked by Brazier. And a right cross by Brazier that connected. And that left was blocked by Mayweather.
There's that right hand again.
Look how quickly Brazier gets back into defensive posture after he throws the punch.
You beat me to the punch that time, Al. I was just about this. Very good defensive fighter.
Great minds think alike.
You're right, Al. Okay. Absolutely.
We'll give the close point to Al on that last flurry.
Absolutely.
But there's plenty of time.
Gil may win out of TKO.
I admitted that he beat me to the punch. No question about it. But you have to admire Brazier's defense. I mean, it comes back so quickly.
And blood coming from the mouth of Mayweather. And that is it for round 5. Another good round for the challenger, Harold Brazier, as we follow the champion, Roger Mayweather. Round number 6, scheduled for 12. Brazier in the white, Mayweather in the black and gold. And Mayweather was really huffing and puffing during that break.
No know, Steve, they talk about how much mental boxing is and how one fighter can impose his will on the other fighter. It seems to me that Harold Brazier is discouraging Roger Mayweather right now. We saw his reaction when he sat down in the corner. He looked like a discouraged fighter.
Mayweather really being frustrated as he tries to defend his super lightweight title.
If Brazier's able to take advantage like that, throw that right hand, no counter for Mayweather whatsoever.
The jabs being blocked by Brazier. Combination by Brazier, but having no effect. The knockout ratio of both fighters. Brazier, one of the most active fighters in the game today. 55-7 and 140 knockouts.
You know, this doesn't say much for boxing trainers because, as we said before, he learned how to fight on the job, and he trains himself. He does a great job.
He should hire himself out to other fighters. He can sure teach defense. 1 minute remaining, round 6. And those shotguns are being blocked once again by Brazier.
Keep working. Okay, Roger. Hey, take your pain, Roger, when you can meet.
It's amazing how calmly Brazier just blocks those punches, and believe me, they're bombs.
So Brazier, after the somewhat slow start, has really come on strong, offensively and defensively.
Well, I think he could show a little more offense right now.
There's a counter by Mayweather as we head to the bell. So that's it for round number 6. And we head into round 7, scheduled for 12. Roger Mayweather in the black and gold, Harold Brazier in the white. Again, Mayweather flicking the jab and Brazier waiting for the moment.
You know, at the end of the 5th round, Roger Mayweather looked very, very tired. He seems to have gotten his second win, but it's kind of early to get a second win.
I think many of the folks here in the crowd thought this one might be over by this point. It is round 7.
Take a peek at my scoring, and I have got Brazier ahead 58-57. But I saw a fight here in Las Vegas where he fought Robin Blake, and a lot of punches were blocked, just like he is against Mayweather. But he was behind on the scorecards of the judges, who I guess gave Blake credit for all those punches that got blocked. So for Harold, as Gil had alluded to, getting busy wouldn't be a bad idea. And for Roger, if he keeps punching, even if they're blocked, he may get something out of it.
Mayweather just landed a good left hook, Al, but it didn't phase Brazier at all. Now Brazier should open up.
And that's what he's doing.
A wicked left hand dished out by Roger Mayweather. But Brazier comes back. Midway round 7.
Come on, baby. Get your hands out a little bit.
Harold Brazier thinking upset.
Right hand to the body, then hook to the head.
As the late Customato would have said, he has imposed his will upon Roger Mayweather. That's what it looks like right now.
Come on, where's that snap?
Mayweather feeling the
Of course, one big right hand can change that will, but
And really, Roger has been the busier of the fighters, so there's a case for him not being at all, and maybe not even being behind in this fight, but we know what Brazier is capable of, and we're wondering about Mayweather's stamina. So that's what makes it what you said, Gil. The will has been imposed by Brazier.
And all of a sudden, Mayweather seems to be coming alive. You can almost see it in his eyes, and a lot of chatter coming from his corner. Mayweather dancing around. It was a right by Brazier, but I don't think it had that much effect. Now, Brazier steps it up.
And that's the time to land the punches is at the end of a round. Believe me, it impresses the judges.
Look how Mayweather's holding on. I think that rocked him.
It must have, because Mayweather seems to be a little bit in trouble.
Big right hand by Mayweather.
And he comes right back. The bell to end round 7. What a finish. Roger Mayweather. Round 8 scheduled for 12. Things getting very intense. Mayweather the champion in the black. Brazier the challenger in the white. And Mayweather comes out smoking.
Came out smoking, and every punch but one was blocked, Steve. But Brazier is going to have to take it now. If I was in his corner, I'd say, you're going to have to open up now. Move this guy back, and when he punches, you have to counter. Never mind blocking 5 and 6 punches at a time. Got to lay something on him.
Brazier labeled Mayweather a technician, and Brazier showing fine technique in his own right.
You know what's been,
combination.
Excuse me, Steve. You know what's been missing from Harold Brazier's attack in this fight is the left hook. He has a good left hook to the body and the head. In this fight, he really hasn't used that punch at all. He's been very conscious of throwing the jab in the right hand.
Well, he hasn't punched to the body much at all, Al. I think he's a little worried about that right hand of Mayweather's. You know, you have to take some chances, and you have to bend to throw that left hook to the body.
Roger, make him pay.
Very good point.
That's it. Now put it together now. Now put it together. 1, 2, 1, 2.
You can hear the Mayweather corner yelling, put it together.
Same thing together, bro. Come on, let's go. Hit that, hit that, hit that, hit that.
There's the right by Mayweather that landed to the chin of Brazier.
Brazier is going to have to start the fight.
And a heavy right, but it was blocked.
All right, now that's when Brazier has to fire back.
Roger really is a lot more aggressive now, and a lot of people surprised that in round 8 he could be doing this.
This one going a lot longer than most people anticipated. A minute left, round 8.
Don't get late. You win in the round. You win in the round. Keep white. Keep white.
Now, Brazier being a combination puncher, he's throwing one punch at a time.
Two hands together, Roger.
And there's where Brazier needs to be working on the inside. He's not doing it right now, and Roger doing a good job of getting out of there.
Where are you, Mayweather? Up to the stomach. Up to the stomach. Where's the chin? Where's them hands? Where's them hands? Come on.
If the fight continues this way, Steve, guaranteed that Brazier says, I don't know what happened, I just couldn't get off. And the other thing they tell you is, get him for me again. And I used to tell him, you just had him. I mean, now is the time to do it.
Let's go. Come on. Put it together. 1, 2, 3. Come on, let's go. Don't wait for it. Punch from there.
They want this baby to end right now over the Mayweather corner. Oh, hard right by Brazier. A ferocious right by Brazier at the end of the round. It is scheduled for 12, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. Coming up later, the main event, Thomas Hearns and Iran Barkley for the WBC middleweight title.
You know, Steve, the only two punches that we've seen from Harold Brazier tonight is a jab and a right hand, a looping right hand. He just hasn't put anything together. You don't see body and head combinations at all, and that's always been his forte. Of course, he's got a guy moving away from him quite a bit, but when he does get him trapped, he just doesn't drop down there and punch to that body and bring it back up to the head.
And there was an example of what you're saying he's not doing. He did get the left hook in the right there, and he's got to do a lot more of it, as you said. Give Mayweather credit, I guess. He's still moving well here in the 9th, which a lot of people didn't think he would be doing.
There was the right by Brazier that landed to the side of Mayweather's face. And Didn't seem to phase him, though.
Again, Steve, that's right. It didn't phase him, and it's only one punch. He has to put 2 or 3 of them together.
His history has been of the combination, as you guys have been pointing out. We have not seen it. Uppercuts by Mayweather.
Come on, baby, right. Right. Lock it in, right. Jab, right through. Come on, Mayweather. Snap. Come on, baby. Come on, champ.
There's the counter punch by Mayweather.
Same 2 punches from Harold Brazier. Jab and right hand. And then he hangs out there with that right hand. He has to hook behind it.
You fight.
There's another right hand, no hook behind it.
When he's in position to throw that left hook, Gil, Brazier is. He's right there to throw the punch.
Is it the speed of Roger Mayweather that's stopping him from doing that?
No, I think he's just a little reluctant to let them go. You have to take your chances.
Come on, pop it.
Less than a minute remaining, round 9.
Come on, 1 minute, come on.
Ooh, there's a solid left. Flush on the face by Brazier to Mayweather.
There you go. Come on, baby.
But not following it up.
You know, again, these judges can't use slide rules. I know that if I was in Brazier's corner, I'd be saying to him, you're going to have to work a lot harder. You want to be the champion, you got to have to work. Never mind a 1 punch like he just threw then.
Now, there you go. Padilla getting in very quickly to break them up when Brazier's working, and Roger's done a good job of holding him on the inside.
Has him hurt now. Has Mayweather hurt?
Where was it? Harold Brazier with a blistering attack on Roger Mayweather. Mayweather in trouble. A cut under his left eye. Combinations by Brazier.
Well, he finally let it all hang out, Steve. That's what he had to do.
A furious exchange.
And look at Mayweather fight back.
Unbelievable up to the bell. Mayweather with a right as he stumbles away.
They're both hurt.
What an incredible flurry.
Both fighters went back to their corner out on their feet. Both,
Roger,
not just Mayweather.
You see when you're throwing your
And it
hands,
was
what
Mayweather's
happens?
shot after the
Don't
bell
wait
that
for
hurt
him now.
Brazier.
This is where this comes in, Roger. If you want to be champion,
Lean back.
Now to Brazier's corner.
Huh? Come here. Breathe. You all right? Harold, look at me. All right. Put your hands in. You got to get... Huh? All right, let's go, Harold. Come on.
fill up your lungs. In your nose and out your mouth. Come on, fill up your lungs. Take a deep breath, Harold. Deep.
Harold, you got to do it now. You got to do it. Get that jab going. Don't push your jab. Snap it. Otherwise, he's following it back. You understand?
It's yours, Harold. You got to take him.
Yours. He's right.
Both fighters staring each other down on the stools. Round 10, scheduled for 12. Amazing action to end the last round. And a right by Mayweather.
I think Harold Brazier has hurt a lot more than Mayweather was.
Yes, I agree with you, Al. It looked like Mayweather took the beating, but that last punch took everything out of Brazier.
And ironically, it came after the bell when Carlos Padilla didn't get in there quick enough. Whatever.
Mayweather hounding Brazier. Brazier in slow motion right now, Q.
If that last round went another 30 seconds, we may have had a double knockout.
It seemed to be headed in that direction.
I don't think Mayweather has that much left. He has maybe just enough to hurt Brazier the way Brazier is right now.
If he nails Brazier now, Al, this fight's going to be over.
If he can, yes.
Here's the left jab by Mayweather. And that punch did get through. There's a combination by Mayweather to the face. Al, how do you have it scored?
Well, right now, as we take a peek at my scoring, I have got it all even. And I gave the last round to Brazier because he won most of the round and then just got nailed right at the end.
I thought Brazier won that last round real big, Al.
Yes. Now, Harold's got it back together now.
Big right hand by Brazier again.
Brazier was just getting his win back midway point round 10. So Brazier able to survive that wild flurry.
But you see Mayweather is taking the chances. You see him trying to throw that left hook underneath. That's what Brazier's going to have to do. We were on his case last round, and then he finally opened up and he got the results. Now he's right back in that shell again.
Well, he also got hurt real bad because of it. Worse probably than he's ever been hurt as a pro. He's only been down once. That was to Robin Blake, a flash knockdown. Never been knocked out.
Seeing a lot more of the Mayweather arsenal now. Combinations, uppercuts.
Back again! Keep working him. Back up to the body. Come on, Tim. Do this.
And the combination again by Mayweather, but Brazier able to steer it aside.
You see how quickly that Brazier jumped back into the defensive position, and now he threw the jab instead of throwing a right hand. There's that right hand.
A heavy right by Harold Brazier, followed by another right. Now combination by Harold Brazier, and he opens up on Mayweather. A left, another left, a right to the stomach, and Mayweather against the ropes.
And it's the body punches that really made the difference.
And look at Mayweather come back, 2 vicious uppercuts. He can hardly stand.
And round 10 is over, and Mayweather wobbles back over to his stool. Round 11, scheduled for 12, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship.
I'm interested to see what Harold Brazier comes out now. An offensive Harold Brazier or back into that shell. I think he's let it all hang out. Take his shot.
If you want the championship, this is round 11 of 12. Who knows how the scoring is going here? You have got to go for it. And both these boxers don't do well with judges in Las Vegas, even though these judges are not Las Vegas-based judges.
Spider Bynum out of Dallas, Carol Castellato out of Queens, Abraham Chavarria out of Mexico are the judges.
And you know, Brazier knew he had him hurt at the end of the last round. You'd think he'd go out and really win.
It's the hook by Brazier.
Nothing much has happened until the end of each round, as Alan Gill pointed out. Let's see what happens here.
What Brazier should be doing is setting him up before he throws that right hand. There's a good combination. That's what he has to do. Throw those combinations, not one punch.
The crisp right by Brazier, landing flush on the face. A little holding and hitting there.
There's the hook to the body by Brazier. That's what he's done in the last couple of rounds.
But when he hooks to the body, Ali's got to bring it back up to the head. He hooked to the body, and then he looked at Mayweather. There's nothing to look at. He's there. If you're touching him with that left hand, you know he's hung on it. There's a good left hook by Mayweather.
But Brazier just stopped there, Gil. It was amazing. He had Mayweather hurt.
He has him hurt now, Albert. He just...
The uppercut.
Something hurt Brazier before that because he just stopped. I don't know what it was.
And that left jab by Mayweather penetrated. Brazier a little stunned right here.
Al, you want that championship, you have to go get it. And right now, Brazier is fighting like a, I guess we'd call it a game loser.
And even though Brazier is stunned, he's backing Mayweather up.
He is, and he hurt him again.
Mayweather's in trouble again.
When he hurts him, he just doesn't do too much.
He's tired. Harold Brazier is just plain tired, as is Mayweather.
And rightly so. These guys have really put out. Tough fight.
And those combinations do not have much steam behind them by Mayweather. Mayweather goes to the body, then he goes upstairs.
No counter by Brazier. Blocked 3 punches, no counter. When the guy punches, he's open for a second.
Let's see if the end of the round is just like the last. Last few. See if they have anything left to do that.
Come on, Roger! That's it!
Heading for the bell.
5 seconds. Come on, baby!
And that is it for round 11. A most entertaining and dramatic championship fight. They touch gloves. We begin the 12th and final round for the WBC Super Lightweight title. A heavy right by Brazier. Timeout says Carlos Padilla.
All right, but you see, when Brazier landed that right hand, what did Mayweather do? He fired right back. When Brazier gets nailed or when he blocks a punch, he doesn't fire back.
I think Harold Brazier was sure Roger Mayweather would be shot by the 12th round. It turned out to be a bad strategy, I guess. They felt if they could block all those punches and keep him going into these later rounds, he would be gone, and they even hurt him, but Roger's right there.
Well, what do they say? Whoever wants it most down?
Looks like Roger Mayweather right now.
Mayweather with Brazier in the corner. But now he lays off.
Brazier staggered Mayweather with a good stiff left jab. He doesn't realize that Roger doesn't have a leg under him. He really has to go out and start the fire. He's waiting for Mayweather.
This is interesting.
Look at Brazier, a little chess game going on here.
You look into the eyes of Roger Mayweather and you see that he's waiting as Brazier is.
Past the midway point, 12th and final round.
He reaches with that long right hand down, throws him off balance. He should be doubling that jab. He'd be a little closer and he can hook off that right hand. See, there's the right hand again. No hook.
There's the hook.
No, he has him hurt now. Yes. Now he has him hurt. He really has him hurt.
Mayweather is dazed.
And now the first time, Brazier's throwing those hooks to the body. Walk right in and hook.
Brazier's trying to finish Mayweather off. Mayweather will not go down.
Well, that's a world champion. Champion's hard.
What a finish.
Let no one say that Roger Mayweather has a glass chin tonight, that's for sure. And you're right when you talk about his heart.
Well, they said he never was down as a 140-pounder. That few extra pounds may have meant something to him, Al. Probably had a lot of trouble making the weight.
Oh, a big right hand. Mayweather comes back with a ferocious right, and Brazier stays up. Both fighters have nothing left but what courage. Final seconds, 12th and final round. Both barely standing. 5 seconds. And that's it. Both raised their hands in victory. A tremendous fight for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship.
You know, I'm glad I'm not a judge in a fight like this. This is tough. Tough fight, but I just think that if Brazier was a little more of a showman, you know, you have to look like you're fresh, look like you're confident. I think if he was a little more of a showman, it would have helped his cause a great deal.
They call him the blue-collar worker of boxing, and in this case, maybe that went against him.
Probably so. You have to have that little flair sometimes, Al. You know, catch the eye of people. But look at Roger Mayweather. He's down. He can't get up. We knew the last round he had no legs. Brazier hit him with that left jab and almost knocked him down, but he just didn't fire enough. Maybe he didn't have it. It was a tough fight, and it's all right for us to say go ahead and fire out there in that 12th round, but both guys were physically spent.
So now it is in the hands of the judges, Spider Bynum, Carol Castellano, and Abraham Chavarria.
You can make a strong case either way for this bout.
They had the doctor in the ring to look at Roger Mayweather. He's not in such good shape. They better really keep an eye on him.
He is really exhausted.
A most entertaining fight.
Well, it was a back-and-forth situation in the last round. There's the left hook that we had said had been absent. It set up those good right hands. Here, how would you ever imagine Roger Mayweather would go on in the round? Yet he did. And then it was his turn. That's the patented Mayweather right hand. And right on the chin. And how about Harold Brazier standing up? In both cases, these guys took tremendous shots in the last round.
We are awaiting the decision. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring, and we have a split decision.
What else could it be?
Abraham Chavarria scores the bout 116-115 for Harold Brazier. Spider Bynum scores it 114-113 for Roger Mayweather. And Carol Castellano scores it 116 for 111 for the winner by split decision, and still champion Roger Mayweather.
That does not meet with the approval of the boxing fans here in Las Vegas.
Well, I think they're booing more about the disparity, 5-point edge, rather than the fact that that Mayweather won a split decision. It was a tough fight to call. It had its ups and downs, peaks and valleys, and it was tough to call, and I think a 1-point decision either way was fair.